Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday nights, Messages of Love from Above, and I am back. I do take off Monday and Tuesday evenings from going live. I do miss you guys, so I'm glad to be back, and thank you for joining me. Before we get into the actual readings, I do love to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, I more than welcome that, whether you're watching this live or if you're watching it on replay, we can all join together and multiply love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just allow that love to flow down into our hearts and overflow out to the world. And if you are in need of unconditional love tonight for your heart, for your mind, your body, a loved one, a relationship, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and creating that space for us to be able to multiply that love. Before we get into the actual readings, just a couple quick things for you. Just let everyone know that you're aware every Monday I do have a drawing, and I started last Monday. So for the next 2 Mondays, I'm also going to be celebrating reaching 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys so much, all of you, for being a part of that. And in gratitude and thankfulness, I'm having special giveaways. I am giving away a 1 hour person recorded reading each Monday, the next 2 Mondays at least. And then also 5 15-minute person recorded readings each Monday. I did it this last Monday and I really loved them, the information that can come through in those. So I really loved doing those. And I have one more to do. I think we have one of our winners here actually in the chat. So I can't wait to get to yours. I'll be doing it probably tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. I guess it helps to, here is the link to the video that tells you how you can get into that drawing. That's the whole purpose of me blabbing about it. Also, I put out a new pick a card this morning, which is what blessing is coming your way. We're looking into that St. Patty's Day energy, asking what blessings, the iris blessing. So that is coming the way here. And let's see, what else did we have here? We did celebrate, last Sunday was my mama's birthday. So we had a special pick a card for there. We also, of course, leaped ahead. We sprung ahead here an hour with daylight savings time. It's still kicking my butt. It does every year. So, the older I get, I guess I'm kind of cursing myself by saying that, but this is the last year supposedly we're going to have it. So, but because of that, the pick a card is messages from our future self, and because it was my mama's birthday, we were getting messages from our mother's spirits, whether they're here or on the other side. We can hear from their higher selves, and so those were messages for that. So be sure to check that out if you want to get those. And then, of course, can you believe it? March 15th today, halfway through the month of March. And so it's still not too late to check out your monthly reading. It's still good for the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't checked that out, that's the playlist for that. So easy, easy breezy. And that is everything that I wanted to share. So let me pop out the chat here and we'll get my desktop all set up and we'll get into the readings. And so that's good there. Let me just do that here. It's usually best if I don't try to do two things at once. I don't want to lose everyone. All right, so let's scroll that over there. Right, and if you're new to my channel or to these readings, how I handle the free readings, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. And there's no special list. The chat is the list. So you just put in your question. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're wanting, and that's who's giving the reading. So that's how that works. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, and I step outside of the free readings. I complete those. I go deeper into those readings as well. Then once I'm done, I step back into the free readings and continue to go down the list. Usually on for about 2 hours. My voice has been cracking today, so hopefully we'll make it through the 2 hours. But so send energy, send healing energy. I will take it. All right. So that is how. Oh, and to make a donation, you can do the super chat down below. YouTube does take about a third of that for administration fees. If you want to make a donation another way, I do take Venmo, CashApp, Square, and PayPal. All that links are in the pinned comment and also the description box of the video. So that is it. So we will get in here. I am going to use the Naked Heart Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks. I mean, they're all my favorite, right? But this one I particularly like the artwork on it. So we will use those. I do not have any donations to start off with. So we will start at the very beginning, which is Dajona. So hello, hello. And you want to know just whatever Spirit would like you to know. So what does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. All right. I like this for you. You have the Seven of Pentacles, which shows that you have been patiently waiting for something to sprout and for the fruit to appear. And you're this close. You're this close because the Two of Wands here is telling you whatever you're focusing your energy on is what's growing and expanding. And you've been really focusing more on the things of the higher realm, the higher vibrational things. So just continuing to do that will help speed this along. You've been watching the little seedling turned into the the little thin trunk, and that thin trunk grew into a bigger trunk. It grew branches, and then it's growing leaves, and then it has the blossoms, and then the fruit arrives. Right? I feel like you're at the blossoming stage right now. So you are definitely focusing the energy there, and I can feel all the energy. So if you guys are sending me healing energy, I can feel it. Woo! But I like it for you, Dajona, because you really are stepping into your power, and whatever you focus on is expanding. Like attracts like. So as always, while we're waiting, we focus in on our higher self and that inner love, because it just expands things in every area of our life, whether we're looking for love or job or movement or changes in body, whatever it is, whatever we focus energy on is what expands. And so focusing on gratitude and what we do want to have come into our life is what grows. So I like it for you, and that's what they have for you right now. And we'll continue moving down the list here. Let me just move this over a little bit to keep it activating a menu. There we go. Much better. All right. So Esmeralda, you are up next, and you want to know what are Z's feelings towards you. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know around Z's feelings towards you. All right. Well, they are kind of figuring things out still. The Seven of Swords here represents like their own thoughts and their own beliefs and mindsets that have thieved from them in the past, that have cheated them out of or deceived them out of having opportunities and having love. They're realizing some of their old pain, some of their old fears around relationships have been keeping them, you know, restricted. We've got the Hanged Man here, so they are going through this transformation. They're trying to see things from a higher perspective, and the Ten of Wands shows they've been investing a lot of energy into these fears here, and just getting to the point where it feels like a burden. And that's why, if they have pulled away, if they feel like they are like hanging hanging away, this reminds me down here of, when something's loading on your computer and it's taking forever, or it's like deep, deep spinning, and you're like, is it doing anything? That's kind of probably the energy you're feeling, is they're not doing a whole lot on the outside because of this energy. They're pointed it inward to try to deal with these fears. So they do have feelings that are there, but the fears have outweighed the feelings, where they don't want to move forward on them. They all their energy is invested in trying to live up to all these expectations in their head, which is where that burden feeling comes in. And so I feel like they've taken a step back, seeing things from a higher perspective, trying to get a good idea on what is all this going on inside their head, so that they can readjust where they're investing their energy. Instead of into their fears, they can invest it into their emotions. But right now, it feels like everything's diverted to their head. So that's what they have right now going on there for Esmeralda. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. We'll continue moving down the list. And Starfall, hey, there's one of our winners. So what will happen between you and Nicholas? He said he's unsure of continued connection. Oh, one misunderstanding and then not so sure, huh? It's like, well, what? Let's take a look here. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, this kind of feels like it represents him here with the Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. Very emotional individual. So I was like, what? One connection, one misunderstanding, and they're unsure if they want to continue. Yeah, they feel everything deeply. Like the whale goes very, very deep. They might have like a water moon, because they feel their emotions so deep, and so that's what impacts them there. I feel like that they will be moving on, because the Eight of Pentacles is about things either move up or out, and I feel like it's on the out. I don't feel like the best case scenario in their mind would be to stay, but the spirit is saying it has to go up or out, and I feel like it's going to go out. The Heart of Pentacles here, the Queen of Pentacles, is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of yourself, new birth, new things coming, and the Eight of Pentacles would represent that too, with it. So I feel like it is going to be the best thing for you. Anyway, they're showing you and reflecting back to you things for yourself. I mean, every relationship we have is divine. We all come into each other's lives on purpose, for a purpose. We never accidentally come upon someone. So Nicholas was in your life right now to reflect back to you what you want to see about yourself, and they're seeing what they want to see about themselves. So this misunderstanding allows understanding of oneself to come through it, going, okay, what did I learn around this? This situation isn't happening to me, it is happening for me. And so why did I want this to happen for me? Because what am I wanting to see? I realized that after, like, I had 5 serious longish term relationships that lasted anywhere from a year to 3 years. And at the end of them all, upon reflection, when I was going through my reflective period, doing a lot of shadow work, um, huge shadow work. We're always doing shadow work, but I was doing a huge amount of it. I realized, each of them were trying to show me the same thing about myself that I wanted to see until I saw it. And so it's an opportunity for you to see and reflect. If not, you will have an opportunity later, like I did, because I sure didn't recognize it while I was in it. It was all reading over journals afterwards when I was reading, going, "Wait, this all looks the same." But have hope that there is uh, a whole plan that's in place. None of this is accidental. We're not on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. It's more like a monorail train at Disney World where, it's all attached to the track, moving smoothly, has all its exact stops. So when we can trust that life is happening for us, we can see what I wanted to learn through that. And that's kind of what they're looking at right now. But I don't feel like it's going to last much longer, which is all right, because that opens us up for where we really want to go, right? So that is what they have for you right now, Starfall. So many blessings to you. And we will continue moving down the list. So we have Christy. Hello, Christy. General reading. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. Okay. That was a lot of cards. Okay, well, that makes sense here. Anything else? All right. Sorry for the glare there. So we've got the Spirit of Wands, which would be the King of Wands coming in, which is really standing in your power. The Ace of Wands here allows you to really focus and what you want to grow, what you want to expand, where you want to move forward. The Spirit of the Wands is our energy, and that's our higher self. It's our ability to really in tune things. It's like the magician energy too. We focus our energy and we create things. And the salamander here protects you from risk. So it's like taking a chance, focusing your energy on what you want, and it expands and grows, because this is the fear here, the Three of Swords, which is our fear of pain, our fear of rejection, our fear of suffering, or it's basically ultimately our fear of losing a conditional love of the outside world. We're afraid we're going to not please someone, or and lose someone's praise, or someone get punished by people, whatever it may be. But this is facing our small t truths and knowing that we are the ones that get to decide what something means anyway, and we can move forward with all of this. And I love the Ace of Cups also popping out for you, because this is you becoming the chalice, the Holy Grail, allowing yourself to have the love from above come down and fill you up, and then everyone else gets the overflow. You don't have to be like a barrel where everyone plugs in and sucks the life out of you. They only get the overflow once you are full. And I really feel like that's an important piece with all this is, don't be afraid of disappointing people, because when we're giving them, the stuff that they're like, if someone expects something from me and I'm giving it to it because I'm afraid that I'm going to anger them or whatever, I'm giving them bitter, resentful water, which is sour and very salty. And it's like giving them seawater. They're even some seaweed in their teeth, but this is the lovely, chalice. When we fill up with that unconditional love and they all get the overflow, it's so much more delicious. A drop of that they prefer than barrels and barrels and barrels of the old stuff that we'd give them out of obligation, right? So I like this. It's you standing up. It's you allowing yourself to be full and to overflow with your love, with that energy, and focusing on what you're wanting. So I really like this empowerment that's coming in here for you. And that's what they have right now for you, Christy. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And we are scrolling down the list here. And hey, Rhonda, good to see you. And my dear, you want to know, can you get what's coming towards you this week that you should look out for that might be hidden from you at this time? Ooh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know right now that may be hidden from you. We got two major arcana, and it's funny because you got the devil and then the judgment card, which is usually an angel calling your human self higher. So I feel like you've got the perpetual devil on one shoulder and angel on the other, whispering in your ear. But they're both our higher self anyway. It's like me having two puppet socks. They're both me. I'm just playing different parts for me, right? But so this week there's, and I don't feel like you don't know this because I feel like you've been having this Saturn energy where it is shaking and rattling your beliefs that you've had for forever and ever and ever and ever, and it's shaking it so that you can see things from a different perspective. You're letting go the human roles and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, those fears that you've been fed, like all of us since we were little babies, practically, of all that rules, those definitions of supposed to. You're supposed to do this, that's supposed to unfold that way, they're supposed to be this way, the world is supposed to be that way, should be that way, needs to be that way, has to be that way. All those expectations. That's what happens with the Saturn energy comes in. It's like it just rattles and shakes our cage so we can see, oh my gosh, I forgot I was in a cage. And there's freedom that comes with that because you get freed from all that human drama and trauma and you transform. You have double endings and double new beginnings that happen this week, which are for you. And as you are going through it, which I don't feel like, again, like this isn't news to you, it's not something that's hidden. It's just a reminder that, yeah, this is where you're at right now. You're just chunking things it's like you're in a ship and you've set sail and you're realizing all the stuff I took with me is slowing me down and I want to go faster and farther. But why am I holding on to this? It's going overboard. Excuse me. This is going overboard. That is going overboard. They are going overboard. You're throwing people and things that no longer serve you, going, I don't need this for the new place I'm heading. These things will no longer serve me. And that's what is going on. It's continuing to going on. So that's what they have for you around this. This kind of spring cleaning is going on. Back and forth. Hey, it's the ebb and flow. It's the ebb and flow. Embrace it, don't fight it, celebrate it, right? That's like a ship too, even the planets when we hear those are retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde, we're like, no, and it's like tides happen for a reason. When a tide's going out, that's when we launch a boat because we go with it and it's easy. But when the tide's coming in, we don't launch a boat because it's like, this isn't a good time to launch because we're just going to end up capsizing and it's going to take so much work to try to get it out there that we spend that time mending our nets and sorting things and hiring new crew to once the tide goes back out, we go with it. So just embrace the ebb and the flow. Be gentle with yourself. Uh, yeah, just be gentle with yourself. All right, Rhonda, much love to you. All right, up next, excuse me, we have Era Evangeline. So you want to know, will Dan end his relationship and get together with you, or should you walk away? All right, let's see what Spirit has to say. So your first cup here is Movement of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups movement. So for me, what's really coming in here is to not hope that they're going to step away from the energy where they're at now. The Seven of Wands is about being seen and being attacked for standing out and standing up, and like it'd have to be there's just so much drama that I'm feeling here. The Four of Wands is like marriage, a marriage card, and the Seven of Wands is like all of this drama and all this stuff just coming in here. I just felt like this is because this is the first card that came out, which regardless of what the regular meanings of cards, you just have to go with what energy comes through. And it was like, run, run, movement. It's not walk away, but run away. Um, yeah, that's the whole thing too. I feel like they're like, if they'll do that to someone else, what will keep them from doing it to you? People show you who they are. And, we see it all the time, right? Someone leaves someone for someone else. They end up leaving them for someone else, and they end up leaving them for someone else. It's because when that person, like Dan, when he's unhappy on the inside, he's not going to be happy with what any relationship that he's in. He's going to go from person to person to person till he realizes that this is the one that has to make himself happy. No one else can make us happy, only ourselves, right? So I feel like it's more in your highest experience to let that go and to find, on this journey, find the love that you're looking for inside of you. And then that changes what you draw in. Instead of drawing in, the lower vibrational energies, you get to draw in something more in alignment to what you deserve. So that's what they have for you, Era, Evangeline. So hang in there. I know. We would hope that we would. Okay, running away. There's a lot of drama. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's not a you're not like, oh, but I want. You're like, okay, good, thanks, bye. Psh, run. You're so funny. Thank you so much. I love that. All right. Well, many blessings to you and a wonderful journey. For what I see in your future is very, very bright. So definitely, it's a good thing to move forward. All right. So many blessings to you, Starry Sky. You're up next. You like general love for the near future, please. All right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want for you? All right. Well, you do have this new adventure that's beginning here in the near future, because you have the Fool card, which is the first card. It's the 0 card of the Major Arcana, which is brand new adventure, leaping into this new journey, this new adventure is the word, because it's not work, it's fun, it's flowing, it's free of expectations and trying to make things be a certain way. I feel, and then the 10 of Pentacles here too, which the 10 of Pentacles is all about abundance in the outside world, overflowing in the outside world, and endings and new beginnings in the outside world coming in here for you too. So I feel like there's something changing. Are you moving location? Are you changing jobs? There's something about a move of location that allows you to be in a spot you normally wouldn't be, whether you're taking a different route to work, you're going to a different coffee shop, you're shopping for groceries at a different place. It's like a change in the outside world too, where you make a change, and that's when you bump into someone that you wouldn't have bumped into, and ta-da, you have the spark. And I like that. But definitely it's a different type of relationship you normally wouldn't have, because it's almost like it's someone you wouldn't normally have chosen. And so you don't have expectations like you would normally around someone, because they're just so outside of your norm. And we're all taught all these rules and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, and we have this little pool that we can pull from. There's this whole ocean, and so we have all these rules and expectations around this, and then suddenly, boom, like I would never have thought, and now I'm just going to enjoy getting to know them, and I like that. It's so much more freer and um, freer. So that is what they have for you, Starry Sky. So I'm liking it. Ah, well, there you go. So that will good. And I don't feel like you'll meet them at work, but because you're starting somewhere else, like maybe you go to lunch or you're at a different place, different location, that's where you meet them. Because I don't feel um, they're weary about relationships at work because you know how that goes. You have to see them every day if you end up getting like, ugh, I broke it off with them, but now I have to see him every day. But so it's I don't feel like it's at the job, but it's because of getting a different place that you bump into them differently. So I like it. So here we go. All right, many blessings to you, Starry Sky, and we have the real Hadiza. Hello, another winner in the house. So thank you for being here. So what year will you have your first baby? Whoa. Cards went flying everywhere. So let me just reshuffle these. There we go. So is it going to be 2024, 2025, or 2026? Okay. So it's not 2024 because we've got the 5 of fire here. I had a feeling it was going to be 2025 because here's the star. And then 2026 was Innocence of Swords. So I feel like 2025 is when you get pregnant and birth too. The Innocence of Swords, it's interesting. I wonder if you're going to have them like very, very fast together there, or is it twins? I'm not sure. I think it's separate ones here. But to answer your question, 2025, I feel like you'll get married in 2024, and you guys take a year for yourselves, and 2025 is when the first baby is born, is what I feel with that. And you want to know, is DJT your future husband or someone else? Let me just throw that in here really quick too. No, I think it's going to be someone else because you've got the heart in here twice. The 5 of Cups is about old emotions, and so I feel like there's going to be spilled cups, spilled emotions with DJT, and you follow your heart into something of renewal. You fly out of the darkness and into the light. So I feel like that you do leave. There's eventually some heartbreak that you feel, the loss that you feel when a relationship ends. It's normal for us to feel that emptiness, but you move beyond it, and that's when you meet the other individual around there. So I don't feel like it's DJT. All right, so that's what they have for you, Hadiza. Many, many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right, Daisy, you are up. So will your hard work while earning a bachelor's degree in psychology be with it? Whoa. So you're kind of in a phase of seeing your potential, but also anxious about it. You're funny. Yeah. I see it here. So you've got the 7 of Cups here, which is the emotional confusion that comes when we're in fear. When we talk about that, like around testing and things like that, when we have fear, when our humans in fear, that's how we feel. We feel foggy and all the emotions are flying all over the place. So I see here definitely the anxiety piece of it here. And one of the wonderful things that Spirit is saying is, um, with the tower is whatever comes into your life on purpose for a purpose. Whatever is taken out of your life is taken out of your life on purpose for a purpose. Whatever happens in life is for you. It never happens to you. And I feel like because we'll always have fears until we learn to trust Creator, the universe, until we really start to have our strong foundation be that the universe is kind, the Creator's on our side, the Mother and Father of all things loves us so much unconditionally and eternally, and we're surrounded by huge support, that we'll have anxiety until we realize that whatever happens does unfold for me, and I get to learn through that. I get to have the experience through it. I get to move forward through it. If something's removed out of my life, it's clearing my path so I can go to somewhere more in alignment with where I'm going. So, I feel like they have told you about your degree, and in the future years, and with applying it all and doing everything, that you're successful. You do well because that's who you are. You don't give up. Even if something, happened, you would find your way around it. It's like a race car going around a racetrack, and there's an accident up in front of you. You would whittle, your way around it and be able to keep going at full speed. So they're like, just trust, that you are seen, you are known, that everything unfolds for you. And I feel like that's the way you've been really growing over these last few months, especially, that you're just like, you know what? I am going to do well in whatever I do, and whatever comes my way, I'm going to make the best of it because that's who you are. So I like it for you, Daisy. All right. And that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings for you. And we'll continue moving down the list. So, Kiara Love, you are up. Will the universe bring SH and I together this year? You still feel a strong connection to him. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know. Um, I understand the strong connection here with this moon, because you have very, very strong emotions, a very, very huge heart. Because I feel like you're very empathic. Maybe you even have a water moon or a lot of water in your chart, but you're just very connected. That uh, I feel like you feel that way with a lot of people, like friends and family and relationships. You just feel like you're a part of people because you pick up on so much of their emotion and so much of their essence. So you're really, really empathic. You have these really strong connections, especially around moons. Um, if you're a Cancer sign or have a lot of Cancer in your chart, you're definitely influenced by the moon quite a bit. So, like you turn into a werewolf around a full moon, right? but you have this strong connection. But we have the Ten of Swords here, which the Ten of Swords is endings and new beginnings. The Ten of Swords, all these small swords represent the small T truths. These are all the fears we have of losing conditional love. And I feel like the connection that's there is not being broken out of fear, that you won't find a love like them, again, or something along those lines. There's just this connection with these fears, which I love it being the Ten of Swords, because it's just like you're so ready to let it go. It's an ending. The 10 is an ending, walking out the door to a one, which is a new beginning, a new way of looking at things, a freedom that comes from it. So I do like that. There's just, I feel like I said, there's fears are what is keeping the connection from severing. There's still those strong emotional ties that you can break, you can release from it, right? If you're into sci-fi, you can imagine you're in a spaceship and you're pushing the button for releasing the grappling hook that's keeping the spaceships, together. Let it go, release that connection, right? Or you can even do a little candle ceremony where you have two of those, thin candles and do some sort of string between them, and you can even put your initials or whatever you do, whatever, just follow your heart and light the candles, and then just light the little string in between, and it just separates it. Just be very careful, don't catch anything on fire. And you can even blow out the candle, you can blow out the light that represents them, so that it releases, that allows you to go from that. Because I do feel like it's you are moving forward, you are moving into a different area of your life. Just you feel things so deeply, and I definitely can understand that. Um, but yeah, I don't see you guys together. I feel it like that mouse, that rat. it's they're not dead. They're just exhausted trying to live up to all those expectations, and it's time to move forward for you. So I do like that for you. I know it's raw, but it'll be for your highest. All right, very good. All right. So many blessings to you, Kiara and Aurora 91. You are up next, and let me see, W and I rekindling. Let's take a look here. So you do have the lovers here, but you have the movement of swords, which is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, they're in search of the Ace of Swords, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective. And in order for a rekindling to happen, what Spirit is saying is that these are all the small t truths. There's all of these expectations, all the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, which is what, when you're talking about rekindling, what blew out the fire before is when we have so many expectations, and they differ from each one of us too, because all of us grow up with so many different expectations, right? There's so much beliefs around what a relationship is supposed to be, who they need to be, who we have to be, blah, 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 right? Well, it sucks the life out of it. And it's like if, that's like when in like secure compartments, when they suck all the oxygen out, it kills the fire. That's what kills the energy that we have within a relationship. It sucks all the air out of it because we are trying to live up to all this stuff. So in order for it to be rekindled, we'd have to really focus on what are all the, each of you, the fears you have of losing conditional love, all this long list of supposed to's that would be, it's part of us, part of our human psyche anyway, that when we have to like consciously look at them and go, why do I believe it has to be that way? And we have all these triggers that keep triggering that other person's not doing what I think they should be doing, or I'm not living up to what I think I should be doing, or we're not living up to what they think we should be doing, or all of the above. And that's why we have all this. But if we can get expectations down as low as we can, we start celebrating who each other are. And then there's this, okay. And, like when we meet people for the first time before we even know them, and we think they're so awesome, right? Because they're way up here. And then we have no expectations. So we're celebrating all this that they are. But, if we start hanging out, our expectations start to grow because we have all these rules around different stages of a relationship. And we feel like, why are they becoming less of a person? But they're not. We're just, our expectations are changing, and that's what's sucking the air out of it. So you could rekindle, but it takes both of you doing that. And you know how that goes. It's almost like it's easier for humans to start over fresh with someone new after we've let some of our expectations go. Because if there's stuff that's happened in the past, we don't forget things, and we think we're forgiving them, and we think we're forgetting them, but then you get in the first fight you get into, all this ammunition comes up, and so Spirit is saying, um, there's a possibility if you want to put in all that work, and if they will put in all that work. But if you're like, chances are no, then it's not going to rekindle on its own just miraculously. It would take a lot of work to do. So I like that for you, because I feel like it'll be a choice of going, you know what? I could do that, but I don't want to. I'm going to go forward, and it like frees you in a way. But so that's what they have for you, Aurora. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. You're like, yeah, freedom. All right. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. Love within. You are next. Anything that comes out. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. All right. Just going to take a quick sip here. All right. Well, it looks like you're going through a nice rebirth here. With Mother Earth here, this is the Empress, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new harvest, new birth. And I like this for you, because the Five of Cups is normally, 3 spilt cups and then 2 cups behind, recognizing your power of emotional choice, and that it's okay to, mourn and to feel all the lower vibrational energies that are rooted in fear. The fears of losing a conditional love, the fears of rejection. We come down here to experience them. And I like the Five of Cups, because it's kind of like this reminder of like, hey, we don't go picket, the fear rides in the fear amusement park. That's why we came here. So let people ride their rides. We ride our rides as much as we want to, and then we're done with riding a certain ride. Like, I'm on this relationship roller coaster, and I've, ridden it 1,156 times. I'm ready for something new. Here you go. You're making this emotional choice of, you know what, these emotions that I've been feeling and that were festering for a while. You experience them, you let them flow, and now you're like, I'm done. I'm ready to something new. I'm ready to experience new things, and you're allowing them to flow away. They're not being suppressed. They're not being repressed. They're not charged anymore. You allowed yourself to feel, and it comes forward there. So I like it. I like it. I like it. So that is what they have for you, Love Within. And I just want to check my phone was open up here. Okay. I just like to make sure, because sometimes if the video or audio goes out, I have friends that will tell me. And so I was like, my phone was blowing up over there, but it wasn't any of that. So we are good to go. But that's what they have, Love Within. So I'm excited for this journey, this new emotional journey. It's like you're opening your heart a little more, because some of the other things you've allowed to flow. So I like it. So that is what they have. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And the next free reading will be Alex. I do have a donation. So let me take a look here. All right, ES, thank you so much. And so you wanted a general reading, so we will take care of that here. I'm sorry, I just want to, okay. So let's take a look and see what Spirit would like you to know. And thank you so much for your generous donation. I greatly appreciate that. right, and then these two. All right. Let me just switch this back so I can actually see my screen. There we go. So your first card up is the Heart of Cups, and this energy feels just so, like the how a whale, if you ever have a scene and you can hear the whale song and they're way down underneath the surface and there's a hurricane raging up above, but they're just flowing. And I feel like you're in this wonderful space right now of connecting to your emotional self and allowing. I just feel like you're there. You're even in the how they have the currents underneath and just flowing with the current. You're allowing it to take you, these emotional currents, to where it wants to take you. And I like this. You've really been looking into some of your fears and your heartbreaks and your sorrows of the past, just to really, it's like you're removing the swords out of your heart. And it's just been this beautiful inner heart surgery in a way, because you've got the Magician and you have the Nine of Pentacles too. The Magician is you stepping into your power, that little infinity symbol that represents your higher self, and that you have this power. You're the one that was been initiating this and removing. It's almost like this is three Excaliburs, and you're pulling them out of your heart, right? And it's this beautiful freedom that's coming through this, because the Nine of Pentacles is showing you, the nine is the hermit's journey, and that is you doing this wonderful inner journey. That's what the hermit card is in the major arcana. But because it's the pentacles, you're really looking at your worth in relation to the outside world. You're not alone. You have the beautiful flamingo spirit that's with you here, that's helping guide you along the path. And you're not alone in the search, even though you may have been through a time of not having a lot of people around you. But when you're doing heart surgery, you really don't want that, right? You don't want to have it exposed. Like, you don't have heart surgery in the middle of a mall or in the middle of a grocery store. That's why they have them in a hospital with controlled environments where people just can't come in and out, and it's sterilized. It's a place safe for open heart surgery. And I like that, because they're saying that we've been with you, you've been doing this, it's recognized that you've been doing this. And there's a beautiful flow coming, because in addition to the Nine of Pentacles, you also have the Nine of Wands, which is you stepping into your power, realizing what of your own um, you know energies were keeping you, like you felt you had energetic blocks and moving through to things. Because usually there's like nine wands all the way across the card, but one of the wands is your Ace of Wands, which is your power. Whatever you choose is what grows and expands, right? You're realizing, with especially with all this deep diving, that included deep diving into like your subconscious, your unconscious, things that you weren't aware of before, or that had been stuffed, and you were bringing them up and you were releasing them. And this is you stepping into your power, which, when you remove one of those wands away, that's creating this fence. It leaves a perfect spot for you to slide through. So I feel like things are falling away. You're able to maneuver and go places and move past things in your life that you haven't been in the past because of this. And again, this growth in your awareness of your worth in relationship to the outside world is transforming. I feel like a lot of this, you're realizing people's words and actions of your past, you're like, that had nothing to do with me. That was all their stuff. I just, when they were flinging, like a monkey throwing poo around, I happened to get some on me, but that wasn't me. It wasn't personal. They were just being, a monkey throwing poo. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it, right? And you are stepping into this wonderful place right now too, with the Two of Swords. Now that you're really, that moon represents like your emotional choices and this would be your mental choices. You're really coming to this beautiful. I love the anchor here with what we were talking about. You're really getting a solid foundation where you're not just being moved all over the sea with these decisions that are coming forward. You're not just being rolled by the mind of the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and old fears you had. You're actually able just to take a deep breath and just really sit in your heart and let your heart have a seat at the table well as your mind, hearing both sides. It's like you're allowing them both to give their side of the story before you make a decision, and you're the observer, you're the decision maker with what's coming forward here. So I really like this. There's really this freedom that's coming, and with whatever decisions are coming up or that you're right in the middle of, just try to take a step back from them and just sit in them for a moment and let your heart just let the emotions come up. Let your mind, provide you information as well. But then realize there's no wrong choice, that you get to choose what you want to experience in that moment. That's a lot of with that Nine of Wands coming into knowing that every moment you get to choose what something means, like the thoughts. You get to choose how you want to feel as you go through it. And you get to choose where you invest in your energy, knowing that like attracts like. Whatever you invest your energy in is what grows and expands. There's no right or wrong. They just bring different things. And when we're tired of feeling a certain way or thinking a certain way or investing our energy in a certain way, we have this amazing power to change that. And I like that for you. And that is what I feel is coming through for you right now, ES. I like it. All right. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. All right. So I don't have any other donations. So let me just check here. Okay. So Alex, you are up next. You want to know ours feelings for you. So let's take a look here. So we got the Six of Cups here represents like old emotions, but it's reflecting on old ways of feeling, and I kind of feel like they're just reminiscing on how they felt about you. But I feel like there's this movement, like the movement of cups. It's the Knight of Cups. It's like there's this change of emotion, and I want to say it feels wishy-washy to me. And let me explain explain that, because it feels like they will reminisce and they'll think, oh, and then they will just act on an emotion and go, hey, blah 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 blah, and then you're like, oh, hey, da 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 da, and then they're gone because they react on their emotion, but they don't think before they react. And then after, it's like they just keep moving and floating forward, and you're just like, hello, hello. And so it's like they come close because something they remember, an old emotion that they had, and then they kind of, it's like a rubber band. They're there and then they're not, and then they're there and then they're not. And you're like, I feel like I'm a yo-yo. You're drawing me close and then you're pushing me away. You're drawing me close and you're pushing me away. So, they have emotions there, but I get this weird, not weird, but uh, it's just like they don't know what they want to feel. It's almost like they don't have control over their emotions, and they just are being bounced around wherever it may go. It's like someone who's going downhill in one of those giant human hamster wheels where they're just bouncing all around on the inside, and I just feel like they don't have a lot of emotional control to think about how you're going to impact someone else. Like if you think of an ex, um, you know, unless you're drunk and you drunk text him, you're like, oh God, what do I do? But I feel like they're always drunk texting, you know, and that's the thing is like, like when you are not drunk, right? And you think of an ex, you don't go, "Oh, I'm gonna tell them that I love them or I miss them," because you know what that's gonna do. And you're like, well, I don't want to get back together with them, but I don't want to cause this stuff. So that's that kind of energy that I'm feeling there, Alex. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you right now. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we've got Pratik Singh. Hello, hello. And so what are Kushi's current feelings for you? Let's take a look here. So I have these. Let me just show you all of these because it's just interesting energies tonight. Humans are very complex creatures, though we know that. So we have the Page of Cups, which is this feeling of new love, of overflowing love, of emotion. Then we have the Nine of Wands, which represents like an energy block that doesn't allow them, like they're not moving forward and acting on emotions because they're really focused on the Four of Pentacles, which is about establishing themselves in the outside world, the physical world, like job and education or body and home and money and possessions, and just trying to find this solid outside world. So, even though they could have emotions that are rising up, it's like it's all in a forest field and it's all contained, and it doesn't allow them to, they're not allowing that energy to do anything because they're siphoning all energy, all backup energy to focus on that outside world, um, like their job and just everything, trying to feel secure and stable in the outside world, which generally doesn't work well for us when we're feeling unstable on the inside, right? So this is why it's taking so much of their energies, because they're just trying to meet up to all these expectations and all these goals and dreams and things that they've been told by family and what they deemed the important people in their lives, grandpa or whatever, that got to do these things, right? And so this is what's going on right now. They have emotion. It's just not going to go anywhere for a while because it's being contained. So I know, right? But that's what's going on with them. So that is what they have right now for you, Pratik. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. What is up with people? All right. Everyone has their little journey. All right. And then Prati Aksha, sorry if I mispronounced that. You're up next, and you'd like an angel guidance. And I do have these spirit animal oracle, and they want to speak through those to you. So let me pull a card here for you and see what they want. What guidance do they have for you? All right. I like it. Hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. You're like, well, I'm asking for angel guidance. Yeah, let us be your guide. You're like, yeah, that's why I'm asking. Card number 32, if that means anything specific for you. And it says, flying high above the landscape, the hawk sees both the big picture and the small details, observes the rain and the pond as well as the cloud, and doesn't miss anything. When hawk spirit arrives, you're called to pay close attention to messages from spirit that can appear anywhere in any form. Listen to your intuition and keep your eyes open for synchronicities, the meaningful coincidences. Hawk spirit asks you not to dismiss the signs that spirit is sending to guide you. Lately, have you been hearing the same word or song, or coming across the same symbol here, there, and in the strangest places? Perhaps you hear a song on the radio with just the right lyric pertaining to your query, or you begin to notice uncanny billboards, license plates, or other places where repetitive numbers or words show up for you to notice. So pay attention to the animals that appear for you and connect with their symbolism. Spirit wants to communicate and reaches out again and again. And when hawk spirit appears, it's a sign to listen. So I love that. They definitely have been giving you signs and symbols and synchronicities all over the place, and trust their guidance. They are definitely aware of you, guiding you. They're inviting you to trust your intuition, step into your intuition. Something you can do, step away from the chaos. Try to turn down the fear noise as much as you can by paying attention to what you're allowing your eyes to see, your ears to hear, even aromas, all that, things that will help bring you to calm, and then focus on raising your vibration to that of the higher realm, which is unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude. And that raises our vibration into the frequency at which spirit speaks, so we can hear it even more clearly. But they're definitely speaking with you all over the place. So if you're wondering, was that them? Yep, they are blabbing to you. So I like that for you. And that's what they have for you. Prati Aksha. I totally murdered that, I'm sure. But many blessings to you. I like it. All right. So next up we have Sunita Jain. And you'd like a general reading for the rest of March. Absolutely. Let me take a sip here. All right. Excuse me. So let's see what they have for you, Sunita. All right. So you have been in this waiting period here, waiting for the fruit to appear. It's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So you've been on this waiting, whether it's relationship or job or education or whatever you've been waiting for, that you're just like, come on, when's the fruit going to appear? Well, the reason why it's taken a little bit of time is because you are moving into this peace of mind. You're this Ace of Swords that the little panther is sleeping on is the Ace of Swords, which allows you to see things from a higher perspective. It allows you to, which are rooted in unconditional love, which allow you to cut away these expectations. This is the Three of Swords, which normally has like a huge heart on it with three swords stuck in it, which represents expectations equal disappointment and heartbreak, and all these rules that we've developed over our lives that are rooted in the fears of losing an outside conditional love. This is why they're able to rest, because they've connected to this higher way of looking at things. So during this period, during this waiting period you've had, this is what's been going on and what's being finalized. So continue to question your fears, your supposed tos, your shoulds, your need tos, your have tos, your musts, all those, expectations you have around the situation. Because as you cut those away, that's when the fruit starts to arrive, and that's when things start to flow forward for you. So for the month of March, they are just encouraging you, saying it's getting so close. You're so close. Continue just questioning what limiting beliefs you have around the situation that you might have had some impatience around, like, when is it going to unfold and do what I need it to do? Because here it comes. It's coming, but continue to question those thoughts and those beliefs. The more that you do it, the faster it spins up and brings it to you, because you're raising your vibration to a different level. When we have a lot of fears around things, which we all do from very young, we operate at a low vibration. We tracked in low vibrational things. But as we question and as we grow older and we cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore, our vibration, our love vibration increases, and it draws in new things. when we do what we always did, we get what we always got. But as we're changing, we'll be drawing in something new, and that's what's coming. So the speed of it is totally in your hands, which is the where we want it to be, right? All right, Sunita, that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Continue moving down the list here. And we are, oh my gosh, already just past the top of the first hour here. So I usually like to do just a quick public service announcement to let everyone know, how this all works. For the free readings, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. I do step out of line to honor any donations. I honor that energy exchange. So I do prioritize those. I'm usually on for about 2 hours. So I'll be on for about another hour as long as my voice continues to function well. I'm doing very good. So thank you for all the love, healing energy you guys sent, because it feels great. And I will try to get through as many free readings as I can. I don't always reach the bottom, but we'll definitely give it a try. So that's the public service announcement for now. And so we'll get back to the readings here. I think that was all I wanted to say. All right, so my Zay, you are up. So you're dating around right now to find a match. And T looks like he cares. Okay, he likes you. So you think you'll choose him. What are his intentions towards? Okay, let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know around T? We have the Hanged Man here, which is about kind of a pause. They're like, well, I don't know if I'd necessarily go for them. The Hanged Man is about seeing things from a higher perspective, but it's also like the cocoon. It's like a butterfly. It's taking time. It's usually like just a wait. Don't rush into anything quite yet, because we have the Six of Wands here, which is a very powerful energy. Wands is our drive, our ambition, our passion, our inspiration. And the Six of Wands represents like recognition and being seen. So I feel like that if you just wait just a little bit longer before making a choice, that you're going to have someone that you see, and then someone that spots you. And I feel like it's something of a relationship, someone that's more in alignment with what you are wanting for your heart. So I feel like they're saying, just whoop, 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 just hold on a sec. Just give it, like they're saying, I know this is like a lot sometimes, like just give it 2 weeks. And they're like, things will change. I feel like it's, with this Aries energy that we're going into with the spring and fall equinoxes, I feel like there's energy that sparks something new, that brings something new, that brings someone new around. So, and like you said, because you're trying to find someone who's more of a match, someone who's more compatible for you. So that's what they have right now for you. I definitely understand the search, right? The search. But that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you right now. And we'll continue moving on down the list. And we are at Candy World. So will this guy ever ask you out? You crack me up. Let's take a look here. No. Oh, I don't know. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So I feel like eventually the fruit comes, but the King of Cups here, that's Spirit of Cups in this deck, but it's the King, balances heart and mind. And I feel like they're like, maybe they're overbalancing their heart with their mind, but they don't rush into anything, which is good, right? because they don't just willy-nilly just they think things out, they're balanced. When they do something, they've thought about it. It's not just on a whim. But I don't feel like there's someone that does things on the spur of the moment. They want to plan it out, You'd be like, hey, let's go see a movie. Okay. So how next Friday? And you're like, well, no, tonight. Oh no, no. It's like that's outside of their comfort zone, it feels like, but they like this balanced life there. But I feel like they will. It's just it takes time. And while we're ever having the slow moving. I usually, I always picture in my head they bring in this, if you're ever watching like a movie and you're able to click it on frame by frame where it's all and you're just like, oh my God, if I watched a movie like this, it would be like 15 hours long instead of an hour and a half or 2 hours. And that's what it feels like, but it's happens on purpose because while we're waiting, it's happening going slow for us to turn inward and look at our self-love and expand that, because the more we turn inward and upward and connect to this unconditional love from up above, we also expand our ability to receive and give love in the human realm too. It's a win-win-win-win. Because if we only love ourselves this much, no matter how much love I want to give, drip, 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 and no matter how much love they want to give me, drip, drip, drip. But if we expand our unconditional love on the inside, our self love, then it overflows and it allows things here too. So that is what we can do, because the more we do that, our love vibration goes up and the movie starts speeding up. So that's something you can do while you're waiting to help speed it. But I understand your frustration. You're not alone in that, I'm sure. Especially with some of the comments in this chat tonight. It's like, what's going on? But luckily, Aries energy is coming up, which it'll bring a lot of springing, and because Aries energy is the baby, it's ignition. A lot of stuff here in the next week or two are gonna movement and fire. So that's what they have for you, Candy World. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So, hey, Spiritual Gifts Diva. So, messages from Rishikesh. Let's take a look here. Let's see what they have here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. So there is this movement of energy here. We've got the movement of wands and the nine of wands here. And we also have the innocence of swords, page of swords. So a lot of activity here. The page of swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this is about new thought, new belief, new ways of looking at things, from like a place of unconditional love. It allows us to cut away some fears we have about losing conditional love in the outside world, right? Because the Nine of Wands represents, like a barrier that we've had. And there might have been like this block where you haven't felt like you were able to move forward, or even with communication here, with swords also representing communication. But the Ace of Wands here, that the Knight of Wands searches after, this allows you this empowerment. It allows you to move some of these energetic blocks away, because the nine is the hermit's journey, and this is about you stepping into your power. And this knight is questing after stepping into your power. So I feel like the messages from Rishikesh is that you've been working on your inner energetic journey, questing after stepping into your power, really allowing yourself to drop away some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve you, that's starting to have this energetic flow change, which will bring new communication coming in. And this is what I feel like is going on here. It's like this clarity that's coming in, that recognition of the inner journey that you've been on, and that you're realizing how much of your life you're co-creating with the spirit world, that you are so much more, um, have input into it than like previously believed, right? Sometimes we think, oh, I have a 10% share, but we're like, no, you have like a at least a 50% share, co-creating with the creator and with the spirit world. And so you have a lot of input, and your energy will bring around this change in communication, this change in how you're expressing your energy out into the world too. I feel like with that Knight, it's fast moving, that Knight of Wands, but I feel like you're still searching and grasping more and more and more, because it is a very transformational energy that you're stepping into. So I like it for you. So that is what they have for you. And I think we already took care of, yeah, Pratik, we already took care of you. So Maju, you'll be up next here. And you'd like an angel message. And I feel like they want to go to these energy oracle cards for you, for your message. So let's see what your angel has for you. What would you like from Maju? All right. Well, you got the Sun. It's even a tarot card in regular tarot. It's not the number one, but the Sun is a very bright, victorious energy coming in. Let me see if I can get it to. There we go. A little better of a picture there. And let's see what message comes in for you. Of course, new beginnings and great creativity. So the Sun brings blessings to the earth, and this card brings blessings in your own life as well. Just as the sun nurtures the earth, bringing new life in the spring and summer, this is your time for new beginning, the onset of a nurturing new light in your life, the light of divine inspiration and personal growth. This card often marks a time of great creativity, bringing the culmination of an important new project, such as the birth of a baby, or the writing or publication of a book, or even the birth of a new you. Now is the time to put your energy into expressing your truth and your vision. Visualize the light of divine love pouring into your heart and mind like rays of the sun, bringing inspiration, growth, and abundant blessings. See the future you want to create and know the sun is shining on your intentions now. I like it. So that's a great message from your angels. New birth, new you, new things coming, and you are, the light is shining upon your intentions, and so they're growing. So whatever you're focusing on is definitely expanding. So what a great message, Manju. So that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings. All right, light worker, you are up. Good evening. So will you meet S from your dreams this week? All right, let's take a look here. Is this the week? Is this the week? Nope, not those. Okay. Maybe. The Lover's card and the Ten of Cups. Overflowing emotion. Of course, lovers too. So I feel like this would be a yes that's coming in here, because you definitely, love coming in, and cups are emotions. It's overflowing. You feel like you're a chalice that's just full and overflowing. All this love is filling you up and flowing out to the world too. So that would be a yes in my book. So I'm excited for you, light worker. All right. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. Let us know what happens if you want. We're nosy because we care and we're nosy. All right. So, May Hooper, you are up. So, what's JS next move towards you? All right. Let's take a look here. Hello. All right. All right. Clarity on that. All right. Well, there is movement here. We've got the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from emotions that no longer serve. We have the Chariot, which is a huge movement card, and the Universe card, which is ending of a major cycle and the beginning of something new. So this either means they're moving towards you or away from you. And I feel like you will know which one here because, with the free readings, normally I only pull two cards, but they gave me three, which is all about movement, movement, movement. And with the Eight of Cups here, with the movement away from emotions that no longer serve them, um, you know, it's up in the air here because this could be emotions that of a previous relationship that they're moving away from because they're ready to move forward. Usually these two cards are victory cards, but if they're not meant for you, it could be a victory that they're being moved out of your life too. So I feel like you know which one these are, but it's not going to stay the way it is now. It's either going to be moving like a lot of movement towards you, or they're moving movement away. And so there's not going to be any question at all coming up with that. Um, it'll be very, very clear. It's either psh or psh. So in either case, it's happening for you. If they're out of your life, then they're making space so that who is meant to be in your life, the space is there for them, where they're clearing the way for you to move forward toward the life that you're truly wanting. So whatever happens, it is happening for you, even though I know our human, when it's not getting what it wants, it is like, how can this be for me? But it always is. It takes us some time to see it sometimes. But that's what they have for you, May. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. And we'll continue moving down. So, hey, K-pop. And you're like, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Let's take a look here. All right. So you're in this journey here of understanding what it is that you truly want in life and who you truly are. You're at a beautiful inner reflection here, because the Four of Pentacles is teaching you that when you were defining yourself by the outside world, by relationships, by situations, or by things, all three of those areas of our life unstable, right? Because people change, they pass away, they walk away. So relationships not stable for us to define our worth by those. Situations like jobs and education, social status, whatever circumstances we can get into, always changing. So also something not stable for us to define our worth by. And then things, our bodies, our bank accounts, possessions. We know how unstable all that is. That deteriorates, it blows up, it burns down, it's stolen, whatever it may be. So the Four Pentacles teaches us that, we turn inward and upward eventually to find out who we are and what we truly want, because the outside world hasn't given us what it's been promised to give us. So you are on this wonderful inner reflection, and you're determining all this, who I wanted to be. How much of that was opinion from the outside world? What is it that my high heart wants for me? What do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? How do I uniquely want to express the unconditional love in my heart with the world? And I like that for you. There is definitely this transformative place. It's like we just at some point get sick and tired of being disappointed in the outside world and feeling that instability. And that's when we turn inward and upward and we find that eternal, unconditional love of the higher realm, which becomes it's really the only stable thing that's eternal that's there. We're made of that love. And so we find it and we're like, and then it transforms and changes the entire way you see the outside world, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So if I'm in fear and freaking out, I see the world as a fearful and freaked out place. When I have that unconditional love, I see the world as a very unconditionally loving place. So it is transformative for you, and I like that for you. So that's what they have right now for you, K-pop. Many blessings to you. All right, Divine Goddess, you are up next. And you'd like a love reading. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love, love, love right now? Wheel. You have love that's moving here. You've got the movement of cups, which is movement of love. But I understand, and then bam, not vetoed, but Spirit of Pentacles, which is actually the King of Pentacles. At first I thought it was the Knight, which the Knight's the slowest moving knight. So we're very happy that this is the Spirit of Pentacles and not the movement of Pentacles, because this tells us that there's victory, that there's this wholeness that's coming in. So you do have love that's moving here. And this Spirit of Pentacles, this King of Pentacles, can represent the other eagle in the picture here. It's someone who is very strong in their self and their worth, and how they relate their worth to the outside world. You know, when I was just talking about the Four of Pentacles, and that we learn how unstable the outside world is, the King of Pentacles has learned that. And so they've learned that they have turned inward for their solidness of their definition. And so they're not someone that's like, I need someone to complete me. They're like looking for, I want someone to share my rewarding, successful, full, overflowing life with. And that's what I like that. So definitely with the Lovers and the movement of cups, it is coming soon to a theater near you. You know, again, with Aries, us moving into Aries here in about a week, there's a lot of fiery birthing energy that's coming up with the new moon and everything else. So it's going to be sooner than later, for sure. So I like that for you, Divine Goddess. Many blessings to you. I know it's a coming. All right. So many blessings to you. And Rihanna Johnson, you're up next. You can definitely get a reading. If you're still with us, Rihanna, did you just want a general reading, or did you have a specific question? If you want to answer me, if you're still here. If not, I'll just do a general. Let me just read here too. And Felicia. Okay, very good. I see you did have a question down below. So we will get to you here momentarily. Let's continue here. So I'm just reading down to make sure I'm not missing anyone. My apologies. Everyone's like, what is he doing? All right. All right. And Sully, you can donate. You can either do the super chat down below, or if you want to, and YouTube takes about a third of that for administration fees. So if that's convenient for you, can do that. Otherwise, I do have Venmo, Cash App, Square, and PayPal links in the pinned comment at the top or in the description box of the video down below. So you can do that. And All right. All right, Betty, thank you so much for being a new subscriber. Welcome, welcome. And so you'll be up next here after, let's see, Katie. Hey, Katie. Oh, you got back together. He accepted your kids and you the way you are. Is it because you accepted him the way he is? I like it. I love that, how that works. Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations. I'm glad. What a wonderful learning experience, right? We free it, we just let them be, and then they accept us too, and then, oh, beautiful. Okay. So Betty, Bedibr, you want to know, is SA your future spouse? Let's take a look here. I don't see them as being your future spouse. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which the nine is about, it's the hermit's journey, you finding your worth within yourself. Um, and I feel like there's some conflicting thoughts and beliefs between you two that I just feel like um, it doesn't pan out for there, because I feel like the differences are so much. There's a lot of conflict in communication with this Five of Swords that you end up turning inward, and this is usually represents spirit, but I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, because you're finding your worth within you, instead of, because this conflict that you have with them really turns you to really look at yourself. You know, maybe they say things or their actions just really trigger an inner reflection for you, but you end up feeling like a beautiful pink flamingo, which then later, the Six of Wands, someone spots you. Um, so I don't feel like SE is your future spouse. I feel like things just kind of get to a point where it's just too much verbal and communication conflict, but it ends up turning you inward, which transforms things because you get rid of beliefs about yourself because they make you question them. They're a wonderful mirror for you. I feel like they're very irritating to you at times, but they are allowing you to see things about yourself that you are cutting away fears you had about yourself, that when it comes out of their mouth, like, you're good for nothing, you were like, and you, because that's something that maybe you heard when you were younger, and you know, that's just as an example. And you know, they and you're like, wait a minute, that's not true. I am good for plenty, and blah blah blah, and it makes you really cut away some of these old beliefs that don't serve you anymore because they're in this mirror of SA. And even though things don't work out with them, it allows you to transform into this beautiful, you're reflecting outward the beautiful person you are, because you're not doubting yourself, and someone sees you, and that's what they see, that side of you, and it just attracts them to you. That's who ends up being your spouse, but I don't feel like SA will be. So that's what they have right now for you, which I know is like, but you're like, well, hey, wait a minute. I like the future individual, very bright, just someone you deserve. I see that. All right. And we are to Infinity. Hello, Infinity. And you want to know, will it affect your friendship in a bad way or not if you told Aditya how you would like to go forward with him? Okay, let's take a look here. I feel here there's an energetic block, and there's the death card, the, you know, endings and new beginnings type of card here. I feel like that this would be it would put a block between you guys and possibly end the friendship of what it is. You know, you're friends and you connect well. I feel like they're saying, don't do it, don't do it. um, what is there? Okay, so they're saying, they're bringing back something I used to tell some people, which is you can be my friend, and you can be my friend and be in my life for the rest of my life, or you could be like a girlfriend or a boyfriend and be in my life temporarily. Which would you like? And it's like, you know what? I think I'd rather just be friends with them. That's what I'd question in my head is like, I really like them. They're great friends. And if there's an attraction, I'm like, I can live with the attraction, but I want to keep them in my life forever. And I know it's like you just know if it's not absolute and it's not clear that you both feel the same way, then it's like, enjoy the friendship. Keep the friendship. So that's what they have for you right now, Infinity. So hang in there. All right, Jot, you are up next. You want to know our Preet's current feelings towards you? Let's take a look here. All right. All right. Well, it looks like with both of these here, the Seven of Pentacles is about, it's a patience card. What's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. And the Innocence of Pentacles is about new opportunities, new growth in the outside world. And we have the Six of Swords too, which is movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And so when I see all of these, I feel like they're just going through this change of how they're looking at everything in their life. They kind of had everything on hold for a while, but with the newness coming in here, I kind of have this feeling like they're moving, off and swimming off into other adventures with all of this. And I know, the Seven of Pentacles with the Innocence of Pentacles, which is the page, um, it tells me that, you know, we plant trees and we plant seeds and we're like, oh, this is what the fruit's going to look like. And when the fruit comes out and we're like, oh, I thought I wanted apples, but I really want guacamole, so I want avocados. And so we make this change in our life. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on in Arshpreet's life, is that he had all this stuff that he had growing, but now it's when he's starting to get what he thought he was going to have, he's kind of like, they want other stuff, which is all right, because you don't want someone, forcing themselves to eat apples. If they want guacamole, you're like, there's plenty of people that want apples, and there's going to be an apple lover that, chooses to come into the apple orchard where you're at, right? So it is. I love when Spirit tells us that when people move out of our lives, they're not moving, it's not that we're being rejected, they're being moved out of our lives to make space for something that's more in alignment for us, clearing things out of our path. And so we have these interactions with people to learn about ourselves. And when we've learned and we have all the information we need, then they're moved out so that we can have time to process it and learn from it and then move forward where we want to go. So that's what they have for you, Jad. You're very welcome. All right. And Alexis, hello. And you'd like a general reading? So let's take a look here. Okay. So you do have the Justice card here, which this is the Ace of Swords, which is the balancing out of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, letting go of old fears that no longer serve us and seeing things from a higher perspective. We have the Spirit of Cups, which is the King of Cups, which is also they balance heart and mind. So you have this balancing energy that's going on right now with this message. And you're both looking at your thoughts and beliefs around your emotions, but you're also balancing your heart and your mind at the same time. So you might be in your head a bit here because with, the King of Cups rolls over the cups, but he's given a second portion of air, and this is huge air here, the thinking. So a lot of thinking around your emotions, I feel, is where you're at, and that's totally normal. I feel like there's been some triggers that have been happening that are bringing things, really to the forefront, right? And having you look at things and question them, which is a wonderful thing because there's freedom there. That Ace of Swords not only allows you to see things from a higher perspective, it allows you to cut away some of these thoughts and these beliefs that are rooted in fear that no longer serve you. And you're like, yeah, why does that bother me? Why is that even a trigger? And you think about, oh, I remember what it is now. Well, that was good for me back then. It kept me safe earlier in my life, but now it's outdated. I can get rid of that. It's like you're spring cleaning in your mind and your beliefs, which I like, especially around emotions and around love. I feel is what's going on there for you, Alexis. So I like it for you. I'm an air sign, so I'm all about the thinking. All right, that's what they have right now, Alexis. So many blessings to you. Cheery, you'll be the next free reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Brittany, for your donation. And hello, hello. So able to see when or if you'll be asked to get married. Okay, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here. So if you'll get married, and when it would be. All right. Just getting clarity here. Clarity. Okay. What else? All right. What do we all got here? All right. A lot of thinking going on here. So I do see here that you will be, um, you will be asked to get married. I see a lot of communication here. What comes in here, which is like when we're asking, well, that when? So Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. This would be like, I'm going to get married, and all our beliefs around what does that look like? If my dreams came true, this is what it is. And the Ten of Swords is this freedom that's coming because the Ten of Swords is like probably the best swords to get out of the lower numbers, not the royalty of it, because this represents all the small t truths, all these fears of losing conditional love that you've had all life growing up, right? About the supposed to's and the shoulds and the need to's and have to's and musts. Well, this little mouse, he's not dead. He's exhausted trying to live up to all these. And that's you releasing all of this rules around what is marriage going to look like? Um, who am I supposed to be in the process of meeting someone, relationship, and marriage? How is the relationship supposed to unfold to get to marriage? And what does it mean after marriage? And who are they supposed to be and should be and need to be? Right? It's just so much that we're given throughout our entire lives that we end up having all these expectations box us in to where instead of having this big wide open spirit, however you bring them in and who it is, and I know it's going to be perfect, I'm going to go with the flow, but the world goes nope, has to be this way, this type of person, this type of way, blah blah blah. And that's a very narrow thing, which Spirit jokes around sometimes and saying, well, that person in there is on back order for 1,000 years. But if you drop expectations and you allow Spirit and Creator more wiggle room of the how and the when and the who, they'll bring you in the perfect individual for you, of course. But when we try to limit it and control it, that's when everything goes haywire, right? Because, when I talk about a lot of swords, this is what we have. The Seven of Swords Swords are our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and attitudes. These are our own thoughts that have stolen love from the past, stolen opportunities in the past from us. So we're becoming aware of that. Eight of Swords is we're becoming aware of our own thoughts and beliefs that have blinded us and bound us and made us feel trapped regarding love. And then the innocence of Swords. This Ace of Swords right here is what allows you to connect to the higher capital T truths of the higher realm, which helps you slice away all of these all these other swords. So it's the powerful one that converts all these and has us look at our fears that we have, and from a place of unconditional love from up above. And it's just, isn't that so much more peaceful? And so that's what clears open and opens up the energy flow and allows things to move forward. Um, because, when we're in fear, Seven of Cups is about emotional confusion. We just have so much, we feel like we're in a fog. We don't know what to do, what to choose. Our emotions are like a tornado, a hurricane. It just feels like a whoosh, all over the place, all over the place, all over the place, right? So I love that there's this clarity coming. There's this around what is my wish, not what everyone has told me my wish around marriage is and who it should be and supposed to be and should be and all that. But it's really expanding and allowing things to, get freer and flow more. Because you do have the Spirit of Cups here, which would be the King of Cups, balancing heart and mind is what allows the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new opportunities that do come forward. This is like one of the big cards that was telling me there is this opportunity in the outside world that comes up with getting married. And it has to do with the Ace of Pentacles is you looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a completely different way. And that all comes with the cutting away of all those old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been screaming of who you are supposed to be and should be and need to be. And you're like, you're out. Which brings you to these, which is beautiful because you have the Seven of Wands, which is, it looks like a fiery card, but this is actually about you standing out from others. Some people don't like it when you stand out, but that's when you're seen. And this is because you're not fitting into all that other stuff. You are stepping out of the norm. You're stepping out to be you, to be true. Because with this Heart of Wands, the Queen of Wands, this is you stepping into your power, you choosing what you want. You are focusing on what you want in your life. Because with this Ace of Wands, what she's able to do is instead of focusing on what is missing in her life or focusing on what is in their life that they don't want, or fearing what they'll bring into their life or will lose lose out of their life. When we're feeding all of that, we're growing that, we're causing things to come in and leave our life because of our energy. That's how powerful we are. Well, the Queen there is you stepping into your power, realizing that I'm going to focus on gratitude for what is in my life. I'm focusing on what I do want to draw into my life and focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. All of that grows and expands and it transforms things. So you're definitely like the when for all this is as you cut away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets, that's what allows things to come faster and sooner. Because when we do what we've always done, as we know, we get what we always got. But as we change that energy, we release ourselves from those endless expectations around what a marriage and relationship and who I'm supposed to be, especially freeing ourselves is so huge. And like I'm releasing myself from all these expectations. It's my life to live. It's going to be my marriage. Everyone else can just shut it, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to, allow myself to enjoy the process. While we're waiting for love to come our way and for that unfold, I work on me. I work on my self-love because I cannot love others more than to the extent I love myself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent I love myself. So as I turn inward and upward and I cut away those fears, I transform things, that just opens up my self-love, which allows this beautiful flow. So it'll speed things up. The more I invest on my self-love and clearing out all those old fears and expectations, the faster my love vibration goes up and I attract something new instead of attracting the same old blah that we used to do. So that is what they're not giving us a time, because they're saying that the time frame is a range, and the faster you work on your inward is the faster they draw to you. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Brittany. Many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. Excellent. I love it. High five. I like it. I like it. Many, many blessings. Again, thank you for your generous donation. All right. I did get another donation coming through. All right. So Cheery, you will be the next free reading. I'll be back. So Heart Sense, thank you so much. So what can we tell you regarding, okay, career? Let's take a look here and see. Thank you for your generous donation as well. Appreciate that. Let's see what we have here. All right, so career for Heart Sense, 2 and boom, and those 2. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. Alrighty. Let me switch this back so I can actually see. There we go. So you do have this change coming up here regarding your career here, because the universe is ending of old cycles and the beginning of new, something so different too. The moon here is telling me it's really about diving into your emotions, and there's like this returning back to the, and these are both major arcana, so this is a significant say adaptation, but a transformation of your career energy, because I feel like they're returning you back to a childhood dream, childhood wish, something you used to love to do that you forgot, or that you got so busy you had to put it aside, but that there's this change of this way of incorporating this childhood dream into your life now, because I feel like there is this change going on here with all of this that's here. You got the 7 of Cups, which kind of is like there's so much that you could do that it's almost confusing, right? It's like I could do this, I could do that, or that, or that, or that. You have talent, you have abilities. But the 6 of Swords is telling you you're moving away from old ways of thinking into new ways of thinking, leaving behind old expectations and allowing yourself a newness, moving from like rough waters to calmer waters. And I kind of hear the path of least resistance, um, that it doesn't have to be as involved or complex or complicated as everyone's trying to make it. You're like, you know what? I can solve this pretty easy for myself. And I really like that. I feel like there is a little bit of fear here of that when you, like, why do you get to go live your dream? Why do you get to go do this? And they don't like it because they feel low about themselves. And they're like, how dare you be happy and wonderful in your life? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us, because we're like, how dare I believe I can live my dream and be happy when other people can't. It's like, nope, you don't have to. The sun does not ask for permission to shine. If people can't stand the heat, they can get into the shade. And that's what this beautiful energy is coming through, is don't let any fears with that impact you, because you do have new opportunities that are coming your way. And then with the sage, which is the Hierophant, this is you really diving into, and what is it that you truly want to do? Who is it that you want to be? How do you want to express that to the world? This is you being true to you. Again, this moon card coming in is like getting back to what is your dream, getting deep, deep within you. The moon card is they dive deep into their unconscious, the subconscious, connecting to their high heart. The Hierophant is that too, really getting into knowing what it is that you want to do, how you want to express it to the world. And then here's the Ace of Pentacles, which is you have the opportunity that opens up. As soon as you allow yourself that energy to move forward and to really focus on what is this that will make my heart sing? What do I want to do with my life? How do I uniquely want to, share the unconditional love in my heart with the world? How do I going to do that? And allow it to be an adventure, allow it to be a journey, knowing that you can't fail at it. Isn't that a great thing to realize, that you can never fail at your dream, because the dream is stepping towards your dream, and you will always be stepping into and through towards your dream come true, right? And you get to take steps, you get to enjoy the adventure and the journey going through it, even if it's just taking one little small step one day and a large leap one day and a more small steps other days. It's like we're always moving toward it, and no one gets to tell you whether you're successful at it or not. That's up to you. Everyone else can mind their own business, mind their own dream. Keep your nose out of my dream, go mind your own dream. And I like that. Very, very empowering energy coming in here for you. So I like that, heart sense. And so if you were like wondering, should I jump? Should I go? Should I head towards it? Yes. If you know what that is, and if you don't know what it is yet, that's half the fun too. The scavenger hunt of our dream inside. What is it that I really want to do? But the days of existing are over. It's time to live. And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, heart sense. I like it. I like it. I can't wait to see what you do with it. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear about it when you're ready to share it. Excellent. Love it, love it, love it. All right. I think that was... All right. So I like it. Next, so we are back to Cheery. So Cheery, you wanted an angel message, and I do want to pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle here. And let's take a look here and see what your angel messages are. You got the armadillo spirit. I like it. I used to live in Texas many moons ago, and they were so cute. You didn't want to touch them, but set healthy boundaries. I like it. So it says, learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of the armadillo spirit. You're entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. This also means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin, what is yours to own and what is not. Know your limits and understand that it's an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Armadillo spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to and declare what your needs are and say no as a full sentence. I like that. No, period. These are the acts of respect and kindness to others as well as to yourself. So trust your body's signals and you will know what to do. Armadillo spirit guides you in making good decisions that are grounded in a strong sense of what belongs to you and what does not. Yeah, I like that. So knowing when you can say no and that it's okay. The power of no is such a huge, huge empowering um, thing. It's one of our superpowers. Being able to say no, and even if you have to start by saying it in your head and not outwardly, I know sometimes it's like, I can't say no to that person because they just, it's like that, whatever that cartoon was when with a little girl with all of her emotions inside and her anger was this little red guy that would just suddenly flames. But you can start saying no on the inside until you are able to say no on the outside. And it doesn't mean we have to be rude about it. Like, no, like a 2-year-old, we can say, oh, no, I don't think so. And, you know, if you feel like no can be a complete sentence, but, you know, we also don't want to be rude, come across as rude to some individuals. So sometimes going, no, I'm just not into the mood for that. Or no, I need some time for me. They're like, oh, okay. That's out of love because if someone just told us no, we would go off into all these thinking things, right? Well, what is wrong with me? Is there something wrong with right? But that's what they have for you, Sherry. I like it. Power of no and boundaries. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list, and we have Felicia Feng. Thank you for your patience. And so information about your next job. All right, let's take a look here. See what they have here for you. And let's see here. All right. I do like this for you here regarding like your next job because it's going to be something that doesn't meet your regular expectations. The Three of Swords is, of course, here it looks like heartbreak, disappointment. With this, regarding this question though, this is it's something unexpected, something that you normally wouldn't choose because it's not the expected thing. It's not the thing that you've been told you should, supposed to, need to. It's more in alignment. And, a lot of what we were talking about with heart sense, which I know you gave a little thumbs up, I think has a lot to do with you too, because the Heart of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles. She's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, newness, new things, and really getting in tune with your heart to find out what it is that you uniquely would want to do. She rolls over the earth. The Pentacles suit is the earth element, but they're all given water as well, which is the emotion. And it's bringing your heart into your physical world, allowing yourself to go and do something that is so different, like I said, that you've been told, and that would be acceptable from all the people we were afraid to let down and not have those expectations, right? So I like this for you because it is like I said, it's something, if you ever do a search like on a website for jobs, like there's jobs.com, whatever it is out there, and you select, well, I want customer service, oh, I want this, sales, blah, 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 blah. We're limiting the search, and I feel like they're saying remove the search restrictions so that you can see all jobs, and you're going to see stuff that that's the kind of mentality, is release all those filters and go search for something that would really truly make your heart sing and that you would enjoy, where you, like we were talking about not existing, but you're living. You're not waking up going, oh, gotta go live my dream today. Well, that's not your dream. That's someone else's dream. You wake up in the morning when you're living your dream, excited. You wake up before the alarm. You don't hit the snooze button 10 times, right? So I like that for you, Felicia. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And let's see here. We just have a couple more. I know I'm a little past, I usually am on for just 2 hours, but since I only have a couple more, we will get these for you as well. And Brenda, you'd like a spirit message, and I have the energy oracle here. And let's take a look here and see what they want you to know. All right. So you got the Deceit card coming here. It reminds me of the Seven of Swords that's coming in here. But let's take a look here and see what they have here. Yeah, hidden tactics and manipulation. So this card comes as information that there may be some deception going on in your life, and the person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others, or it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or even manipulated. And they want me to stop there. They really want to focus in on the manipulation there, because what they want you to know is just being aware of manipulation tactics that other people use, which, when we're all taught other people's emotions are our responsibility, which they are not, right? We can't choose for other people. You can give someone the world and they could still choose to be unhappy. But how manipulation has been passed down from generation to generation is like a 3-step program. The first is, we're taught that when we act sad and upset, like sad upset, that other people will feel responsible for our sadness and try to make us happy and do what we want them to do. So it's called kind of like the poor me. It's like, oh, you're not gonna do that for me. You're not gonna go where I want to go eat. Oh, okay. So, oh, no, 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 we'll go where you want to eat. Manipulation, right? If we don't fall for that, then they will go to DEFCON 2, which is bullying and yelling and aggression, slamming things around, even sometimes to, hurting us physically, trying to make us do what they want us to do. And if that doesn't work, then they go to the third one, which is what we're taught. We're tribal type of pack, animal mentality humans are. We don't want to be rejected by our tribe, by our pack. So people will threaten, well, I'm just going to hang up then. I'm just going to leave then. You know, they'll hang up, not text us back, walk out of the room. If we live with them, give us the cold treatment, cut us off, and then when we don't fall for that, they'll start back at number one and go, I can't believe when I walked out of the room, you didn't come after me. So they just want you to be aware of that there's this manipulation that's done with the poor me, the bullying, the rejection, the poor me, the bullying, the rejection just keeps going through. But we don't have to give into it. We also, one of the big ahas in life was when I learned that from spirit. I'm like, oh my gosh, that person would do that to me. That person does that to me. That person does that to me. And they're like, now go in the bathroom mirror and point. And you're like, oh, I do that to other people, don't I? And I was like, wow, it was a big awareness of how I was taught to do that from generation. It's like what humans like teach until we learn it, and then we're freed from it, both in succumbing to it and doing it ourselves. So I like that for you, Brenda. And that's what they have for you right now. I like it. All right. Kavita Soroja, a general reading for April. So let's take a look here. All right. Looks like April is a big month of transformation as far as your thoughts and your beliefs. The high priestess is like spirit calling you back into your high priestess temple to really reflect on things, step away from the chaos. of the outside world that's going on, and you connect to the spirit world. You go behind the veil, and then you also dive deep into your own emotions and your own thinking. And so, very reflective, very in tune with spirit, and it allows you to see things from a higher realm, from the capital T truths, those that are rooted in unconditional love, which allows you to cut away old thoughts and old beliefs that no longer serve you, which is where this movement happens. It takes you from rough waters to calmer waters, from chaos to peace and bliss. So there is this message of April whenever you start to feel like a storm is raging around you, to step away, get away from all that noise so that you can reflect on things and turn inward and upward, inward and behind the veil and below the surface. And it brings transformative things for you. So I like April for you. That's what they have for you right now. Hey, Deb, if you're still here, love and light to you. Even if you're not here, love and light to you. Right, Brittany, we took care of yours for your donation. Thank you. And Benita Bala. So, do we see Gurpreet messaging you this month to break the ice between you? Let's take a look here. I feel like right now that things are balancing out. I feel like they are still in this, contemplation. This is a lot to do with their mind. They're looking at things from a different perspective, cutting away things. But I feel like, um, because we got the Seven of Wands and the Heart of Cups, which the Heart of Cups is they're deep diving into their emotions, and the Seven of Wands, this has to do with not feeling defensive, and I feel like they don't feel like they have to break the ice, or there's this is about being seen, about standing up above a crowd and having people attack. So I almost feel like they're just kind of still in this reflective, trying to balance back and forth thing, and there's kind of going back and forth. I don't feel like within the next 2 weeks that it triggers. I just feel like they have a lot going on in their outside world. Oh, well, that makes total sense, right? Just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, really figuring things out. But I feel like they got a lot going on out in the outside world, in addition to everything else, which, all their CPU data, it's all being used. They're just like, it's taking forever for everything to process, and they're taking their time with it. And so I don't feel like this month that it would be. That's so funny that he's a Libra. But that's what they have, Anita. So for right now, anyway, so many blessings to you. Which doesn't mean that you can't message him, but do you want to? Let the balancing happen, right? All right. Let's take a look here. You are very welcome. All right. And let's see. Did that one. Metal Rain 888. Hey. So you're wondering what will be the outcome of the love triangle you're in? Sagittarius, Virgo. You don't know it's okay. Spirit knows all about it here. So let's take a look here and see what the outcome is here. Well, we do have this love energy that's there, and a ton of passion that's involved here too. So I feel like there's just, there's a difference between love and passion, right? So there's emotions, and then there's body and you know human attraction, fire. But then there's love, right? See the heart in between their little beaks. There's love, and then there's passion and there's, intimacy type of stuff. But then there's love. And then, so I feel like it's everything here. And I feel like they're not doing an outcome. The lover's card can also be emotional choice. We learn that we get to choose what emotion we want to feel as we're going through anything, and that um, it's such a beautiful expansion we have when we realize I don't have to feel the way I've told I'm supposed to feel. I get to choose in each moment. And it's such a growth experience when things don't unfold exactly as we were told they're supposed to. It stretches our ability to choose what story we want to put to things and what emotions we feel and where we're going to invest our energy. And it just allows us to be freed from a cage instead of being like those eagles, instead of being caged at a zoo. We're free, to be and express who we want to be. So I feel like they're saying like the outcome all has to do with what you want, what you emotionally choose. You get to choose what emotion you want to feel as you go through it. There's no supposed to, no should, no need to, feel a certain way. You get to just feel what you want to feel through that. So interesting. They're being vague, but they're not wanting you to focus on an outcome, but the journey and the process that you're going through with your heart, which I like. So, and you're a Sagittarius. You enjoy the fire. You are a fire sign. Uh, but that's what they have right now for you for today. So many blessings to you. Hang in there, Meadow Rain. All right. All right. So, Rem, you are my last one. If you have, do you have a specific question or do you want a general reading? And that'll be my last one for this evening. I, I know, right? We can always try tomorrow. um, but I am here Wednesday through Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And before everyone runs off, too, I do have a weekly giveaway. And here is the link to the video. I am giving away a 1-hour personal recorded reading and then also 5 15-minute personal recorded readings next Monday and the following Monday. I just did that this last Monday, celebrating reaching 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. So that's my way of giving back and saying thank you for all of you who have subscribed. So, all right. All right, very good, Rem. All right, so let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. So you've got the Ace of Swords here, and of course the Six of Swords. So a lot on your mind. You're doing a lot of thinking in your life, and this is great because this Ace of Swords allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, those that are rooted in unconditional love. So you're getting to see things from a higher perspective in your life, which is allowing you to move from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. It's cutting away some fears that you have in your life of losing conditional love. Usually it means, I don't know if I already said, moving from like rough waters to calmer waters. It's allowing you to move into this place of more peace of mind, allowing you to release things, also change your communication with an individual or individuals. So there is this movement of the perspectives and the ways of looking at things, which does bring some great freedom because it is a double-edged sword. It does allow you to connect and learn and see things from a higher place, but it also lets you cut away some old thoughts that are no longer doing any good. It's like if you have a what do they call it? The little child gates, baby gates on your stairs, but you don't have babies in the house anymore. They're all teenagers. You're like, I don't need those anymore. They were there for a reason. They did me good when I had them, but I don't need them anymore. They're just making it difficult because I keep on bumping into them and they keep closing. I have to keep opening them, and so it's the releasing of that, some old mindsets, some old fears of losing conditional love that were in place to avoid pain or to ensure that you got more praise like when you were younger. It also can represent if you're thinking about going back to school or pursuing a higher education of some sort, some new training. It's very up that alley as well because it's about higher learning and also movement in it. With that Six of Swords means the learning would be smooth and it would be also good for that as well. So that is what they have for you right now, Rem. I like it. All right, and I don't think I have any others, so we're going to go ahead and close down the session for this evening. Thank you guys so much for being here and for all the thumbs up that you give the video. It's definitely helps spread the Zen love, so thank you for being part of the love tsunami. And please know that as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you all again, much love to you. Have a great day, great night, wherever you're at in the world, and we'll see you soon. And you guys take care.